Welcome back to another video. In this one, we'll be finishing up on our series of what not to put inside your appliances. So we first covered what not to put inside your blender, as well as what not to put inside your microwave. So for this final part, we are doing what not to put inside your fridge. And the good thing with the fridge, as opposed to the blender and the microwave, there's hardly anything that you can put inside of the fridge that will permanently damage it, as opposed to a microwave and a blender, where there are some things you can put inside of those appliances and they will be completely ruined. When it comes to the fridge, the items we'll go through today are better stored outside of the fridge. They have a longer life and they retain their flavor much more. Without wasting any more time, let's begin. The first thing that you should not put inside your fridge is bananas. So for bananas, they need the air and natural light outside of the fridge to continue ripening, and they also release ethylene gas. Now that ethylene gas, if it comes in contact with other types of foods, it can make them ripen quite fast, or it can change their flavor. So if you've ever put a banana inside of the fridge next to some other type of food, you might find when you go to eat that food that was next to the banana, it has that banana taste. So bananas have a tendency of spreading their flavors to other foods, and that's something that you may not want. So they're best stored outside of the fridge. The second thing is coffee. I have some coffee here. This is just a typical Kenyan Nescafe coffee. Now for coffee, if you put it inside of the fridge, that cold might lead to condensation and the coffee might just become a big block, and it also tends to absorb flavors from other foods inside of the fridge. So do not put coffee inside of your fridge. That is not the best place. Just put it on your counter. The next thing that you should not put inside your fridge is onions. So when it comes to onions, now that cold inside of the fridge, it can lead to a buildup of moisture, and it just makes the onions to be soggy and to be moldy. So there's no need to put an onion inside of the fridge. The next food that you should never ever put inside of your fridge is an avocado. So for an avocado, it will stay fresher longer outside of the fridge as opposed to inside of the fridge, but this does not apply if you cut it. So if you cut the avocado into half, you can place the half that you've not eaten inside of the fridge. Just put in some water in a container and place the avocado inside of the water, then put it inside of the fridge. That's okay. But if it's whole like this, please, it's just best you put it outside of the fridge as opposed to inside, because that doesn't help in any way, putting it inside of the fridge. Now the next food that goes hand in hand with the tomatoes, the avocado and the onions in not liking the fridge is potatoes. So when you put potatoes inside of the fridge, the cold air breaks down the starches and it just makes the potato change the taste, and it won't be as tasty as if you had put it outside of the fridge. So there's no need to put potatoes inside of the fridge. Another thing that you should never ever put inside of the fridge in terms of food items is garlic. Now, garlic also is just best preserved outside of the fridge. And lastly, a lot of people say that you cannot, or you should not put bread inside of the fridge. The main reason for that is the bread becomes dry and also not as tasty. But putting it inside of the fridge definitely helps to stop the mold from growing fast on the bread. Personally, I do not mind the bread being a bit dry. It's 50-50 for me when it comes to bread. You can either put it inside of the fridge or just put it outside. Either way, for me, it doesn't make that big of a difference in terms of the flavor of the bread. A lot of people say that you should not put eggs inside of the fridge, which again is 50-50. Eggs can do quite well outside of the fridge, and also if you put them inside of the fridge, it doesn't really interfere with the flavor that much. But definitely you do not have to put eggs inside of the fridge. For me, it's more of just a convenience and a safer place, as opposed to placing them outside of the fridge where I don't have a lot of space. So those are the top items that you should never ever put inside of your fridge. Have bananas, coffee, tomatoes, avocado, onions, tomatoes, garlic, and bread. Another honorable mention is also honey. Honey crystallizes if you put it inside of the fridge, so don't put honey inside of your fridge. And I'll leave a link down below to an article that we have on our website that goes into more details on how to store food in your fridge. So if you've ever had any questions about that article will definitely help you out. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next week in the next video. Like the video and subscribe. Bye for now.